Yeah, these people are such sweethearts. They just basically do everything for you, and you just like sit back and watch, and you're like, cool, thanks.
You're like, where's the pain? I don't understand. I pressed the button and I didn't get shocked. What's going on right now?
Yeah. I pressed the button and someone just like walked in and gave me a hug and said I was doing a good job. Like, I don't want to do this anymore.
This feels wrong. I don't like this. I don't know. Slap me.
Like, I didn't do anything to deserve this. And they're like, oh, you're playing a video game. It's meant to be fun. I'm like, what?
Oh, God. We're totally not broken. We're doing... This is fine. This is healthy. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, this is therapy.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. We like it. Copium.
All right, speaking of therapy, player in the top right, sorry, might be needing some therapy because in the top left here, in the red, playing Protoss, it is the Taiwanese, very talented multi-racer. It is Lemon.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Australian Zerg player, the purple Zerg representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Oreo. And have you been introduced to Ghost River?
No, but I presume it's a Maris map because I'm pretty sure this is a Nightwish song.
I think so. I believe so. I think the rush distance by ground is 31 seconds, and it can be shorter here if you mine through these middle patches. It is a shorter rush distance than any other map in the previous map pool, which was, I think, Hard Lead was the previous shortest map.
I think ever.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Beckett was 30. I think Beckett was 31 as well.
There you go. So very short rush. It's like it's like a screen separating natural to natural. You can mine through these mineral patches as well, but to be fair, they're 2 layers deep, and you'd have to bring workers across the map as well if you want to try to rush and make use of this. On top, we have seen a couple of players try and all in on this map. Even though the rush distance is very short, look at how narrow these kind of like ramps are as well. Like, these are very narrow ramps, and we have seen actually a lot of longer games here because of how difficult it is to actually like be aggressive here.
Yeah, this looks pretty camp. Well, I say it looks pretty campy, but you still have to extend down towards the bottom to get your 4th and 5th. It reminds me a little bit of I was gonna say Stardew, but it's not Stardew. Star something. What was a map like 2 maps ago that was a bit like this? Stargazers, yeah.
Yeah.
It probably plays out a little bit like that. Except that it doesn't have the center base, so it's not as bad if you're not Zerg.
Yeah. I can definitely see that happening here as well. Again, it's still the early weeks, the early days of the new patch, so we're still kind of like feeling our way out of this. Again, personally, I'm a little bit surprised that Ghost River made it through. I'm curious if Oreo has a plan here, bearing in mind this is a best of 3, so they had plenty of vetoes to work with here on these maps, and Ghost River made it through, so I'm curious, I'm excited.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have too much insight for what this is going to be like in PvZ, but both players going to be starting things off just completely stock standard. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I know Oreo was definitely going to give a lot of respect to Lemon as well. Lemon's been a Terran and Zerg player in the past, but he has been playing Protoss for quite a while now. It seems like he's kind of sticking with it, and if I'm not wrong, I feel like his Protoss has actually surpassed where his Terran and Zerg ever got to.
100%. Like, he's actually been looking really good recently. He's been playing in these qualifiers, playing in other online events. And then say shaded to the 3rd base. We're going to get a couple of drone kills here. Not too bad. The Lings are going to be going down as well. Very nice trade so far here by Lemon already.
Yeah, this is already looking pretty rough for Oreo, losing 3 drones, quite a lot of mining time here as well. So this double adept attack, it really does punish the Zerg for having to take that the natural at the 3rd position.
The unnatural. Yeah. As we say that, the Oracle does get across the map, getting another 2 drone kills as well, taking a lot of hull damage though, so that's quite a bit of damage dealt. About 7 drones going down in total. At the same time, Oreo is going for a big link counterattack here, punishing the fact that both adepts have gone down. It looks like we can force a cancel.
Yeah, I like this. The Oracle's out of position as well, so yeah, he gets a cancel. So possibly overmade Lings a little bit just because he was worried about those 2 adepts getting out of control, but he gets the damage that he needs from them. So This game looks relatively even to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good here. I will say that Oreo did lose a lot of drones though, so he's still probably slightly behind, but he comes in for a second cancel. Does get a good surround here. The Oracle's once again out of position. Can we force that second cancel? We cannot, as the Lings are forced back.
Oracle energy does get used up. Those Oracles are being kept at home as well, which is, it's pretty important. We are kind of forcing the Adepts to chill too. We can see, yeah, Lemon, he needs to get that Oracle back out and get some scouting going.
He does need a scout, needs to read whether or not Oreo's even droning, whether he's going for a fast lair or a fast roach warren. The Oracle does bypass that natural, gets a revelation off, and he does confirm that we are indeed droning up and that we haven't gone for a lair in the natural or the main base.
I got really distracted there. I'm just remembering. So my mum used to bake these lemon drop cookies.
Oh.
And I haven't had them in so long. And I just like, I was thinking about them because I haven't had them in so long. And I just had this really like clear taste memory.
Oh. Okay, I don't think I've ever had a lemon.
I'm kind of hungry now.
Like I love citrusy stuff. Like I'm all for like, you know,
yeah,
sour and like lemon based stuff. So it sounds good.
Yeah. They're really basic, but if you actually make them yourself, like with the lemon, you put like a bit of lemon zest in there as well, and it's got a really strong flavor.
Yeah.
I remember they'd make my throat feel like a little bit sore, but I'd just keep eating them. As we joked about, the pain. The pain is good.
I was about to say, was that a bit of a tell at an early age where like you liked the pain, but it just hit the back of your throat?
Yeah. We shouldn't.
More.
Weird. We don't need to talk about signs of problems to come in my childhood.
It's fine. It's fine.
That's for another.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. As behind this, speaking of a fast lair, we did have a fast lair in the end from Oreo. It was made after the Oracle did lead, and we're going for an all-in. It's going to be a Roach Queen Drop Lord based all-in here from Oreo.
Yeah, it could be that Oreo feels like he took a little bit too much damage in that first few minutes here. We do see Lemon as well. He's going into a Templar Archive, so it is possible that Oreo is going to have a window here, just because there's a few less Stalkers here than there would normally be, I think.
There are Blink isn't done, by the way. We force a recall. We catch out two of these Stalkers. Big overextension here by Lemon, and the Drop Lords, they sneak out across the map. The all-in is well underway, and Lemon, he doesn't know. We have one shield battery here to defend at the third base, no shield battery at the natural.
Yeah, the Queens do drop in between the bases. I really like this on this map as well because you have such a big open area here. Reminds me a little bit of Grass Spam, where you have all this area that you can set up in between the bases, and the Protoss kind of has to build static defense on both bases here.
Yeah.
I mean, Lemon kind of went for neither.
Exactly. I mean, again, he had no idea what was coming his way. Lings, they bust into the natural. Queen's getting dropped into the main base and the main army. It looks like Blink is done. We can clean up at least all these Ravagers. A nice cleanup here from Lemon, but at the same time, he is losing a lot of workers here in the main.
Yeah, I'm not sure about splitting up the Queens like this. I mean, I suppose he was mostly just fighting Stalkers, but I don't think this is enough damage here for Oreo. Yeah,
if the Queens were with the main army, we could have sustained ourselves. We might have even broken through the main Stalker force, but because this is going to be cleaned up, we are killing a lot of workers, but again, Oreo is going to be losing every single Queen.
Yeah, all of those Queens that go down. 19 probes is good, but I don't think it's enough damage at all.
I mean, Lemon is still ahead. That's crazy, right? Like 19 workers go down, and Lemon, he has 59 probes to the 51 of Oreo. Oreo, this all-in was designed to kill, was designed to maybe kill a base at least, and we still have all our nexus. We have a fourth base.
Yeah, I think you probably need to at least kill the third with this, and it does feel like Oreo probably went for this because he took the damage earlier, so it's not the biggest shock that it didn't hit as hard as he might have liked, but behind this, very interesting, going for a Lurker Den, going for more Dropper Lords as well, potentially dropping Lair Tech Lurkers.
Yeah, I mean, Lunkers can be a good way to try to survive, try to hold on. At the same time, though, the Stalkers that get across the map, good trades here against the Lings. We have Oracles to support in case the Lings go for a surround, even throwing down stasis traps. And honestly, Lemon, all he has to do is contain. Like, pushing to the third base would be nice, but he's checking. He's looking for a fourth base. I mean, Lemon, he's up a base. He doesn't have to commit.
Yeah, he's just applying pressure here, getting rid of all of this creep, and the Zerg's in a horrible position. There's no creep at all outside of this third. There's no way that he's ever going to be able to take a fourth. And yeah, we're almost in GG territory here already. But these lurkers are going to be the last attempt to get a follow-up all-in going.
I mean, that's 8 lurkers, and there's a world here where we can take a good fight, especially considering that there's limited splash damage. As I say that, Storm is on the way. That will help out here for Lemon, but without that Storm, we could hold the line. We could try and stabilize here on these bases, or as you mentioned, go for another all-in. As there we go, Drop Lords are making their way towards that natural base once again.
Yeah, Oreo definitely has to attack with these lurkers. I think he's going to be trying to set up the lurkers in between the bases if he can, maybe get these extra lurkers going for an attack here. But, I mean, Lemon is able to take the fight on Oreo's side of the map, which is just not what Oreo wants at all. He wants to be on the other side of the map, getting these lurkers in awkward positions.
And, I mean, some lurkers, they're getting into the natural, they're getting to the main base. Probes are going down. At the same time, Oreo tries to pounce on Lemon while he's not looking. Does force out that blink. We are picking up some of these stalkers.
Yeah, these Stalkers actually in some pretty serious trouble. The Lertech Lurkers, unfortunately, not really going to be able to get on top of them, but at least Oreo's getting some momentum over on that side of the map and might be able to get these Lurkers into an awkward position.
Exactly. So as a lurker in the natural base, at the same time, some of the lurkers, they get caught out. We have detection, we have an observer, and 2 lurkers get sniped. The 3rd lurker does survive, but there's some big losses here for Oreo, and looking at the Unisol stab here, he's down to 4 lurkers.
Yeah, I think Lemon's done enough. He's killed enough of these lurkers coming out across the map where they're not going to be able to get into too punishing a position. With those last few ones going down, with the Storm as well, that is going to be it here for Oreo.
Yeah, Lemon, he just completely shuts this down. It was a last-ditch effort here by Oreo. I mean, good initiative to try to go for these lurkers. That was potentially a win condition he could have gone for, but alas, it's too little too late. He has been shut down. The all-in just needed to do more damage. It required to do more damage, and alas, Lemon, he's just running away with this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've got the old man zealots here as well. Oh no, they do have charge. Okay, they're just putting it on. But yeah, there's only 2 lurkers here. GG's called. Lemon takes game 1.
GG, well played. Lemon able to survive, able to defend, and not even that, but even in the early game, had a really nice start, getting a lot of economic damage done early on. So very solid play here out of Lemon.
Yeah, very solid. Looked great in the early game as well. That was it was really scary with those first 2 adepts. I feel like they did a bit more damage than I normally see.
Yeah. A part of that could be because they get across the map a little bit faster because of the map as well, and it is like a double-edged sword. As we saw, right, Oreo, he was able to cancel the 3rd base, but he still did lose 7 drones and all those lings as well. Like, he was still sustaining a lot of damage and a lot of losses, so it just still wasn't quite enough to bounce back. And with that, Lemon has a lead in this series, and what's scary here is that this is a best of 3. 1 more win for Lemon, and he will advance on to the next round, and this is a single elimination bracket.
Yeah, I mean, the brackets for these have been really harsh. They're single elim, and on top of that, quite a few players got walkover in the first. So the difference between having a run where you have to win 2 sets to qualify or 3 sets to qualify, and depending on the players that you're coming up against, there's a lot of bracket luck involved, I think, with these qualifiers.
Oh yeah, exactly. A lot of luck, and I mean, you know, at the end of the day here, it is a competition. We have to break through some of these bigger names, and we'll see if we can force an ace match. I'm hoping for a back and forth, but spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have a player looking to claim this series. He's up 1-0. Una más. 1 more is all he needs. That's how he's Protoss player. It is Lemon.
And it's spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map. I can tell you from personal experience, tastes better when dunked in milk. This is CranKy's Oreo.
Do you like twist your Oreo? Do you like lick the inside? How do you have your?
I kind of like just melting it and then just eating it straight up.
You melt it.
So like you melt the inside, like kind of like when you do a Tim Tam slam.
Yeah.
Where you like dip it in something like warm, so the cream on the inside melts, and then you just eat the whole thing.
So you have it with like a hot beverage, like coffee or like tea or something. Or like a hot wine.
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember the last time I had an Oreo, so let's say yes.
Okay, fair enough. I was gonna say, because you can't pull a Tim Tam. You can't like drink through the Oreo, you know? It's like, it's a little bit too lean.
No. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
True.
He is.
Do you ever do any, like, when you have these really long casts, like when you're doing one of the ESL main events or something like that, and you have like a big solo cast, let's say that you're like starting at, I can't remember what you were casting before, where you were starting at like midnight and casting till 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. or something.
I mean, that's...
It was EPT, right? Where you were kind of like doing the Asia ones and then follow through to NA.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing that today?
It'd be Oceania into Taiwan, Hong Kong, China, into EU. Into
Yeah.
NA.
Yeah, like that. Okay, so like that, if you have like a super long day like that and you're casting by yourself, do you have any like weird things that you do physically to keep yourself awake?
Physically?
Like, do you like stand up while you're casting or like play with something on your desk or something?
100%. It's squats. Like in between matches, squats is, I don't have a lot of room in my room to like do like push-ups and stuff like that, so I do squats, or like I'd go into the other room and like walk around and stuff like that, you know, just to like keep the blood flowing, keep the blood pumping, you know.
Do you know what I mean if I say the Zach Fair squats? The guy from Final Fantasy VII, like he does the squats where he like swings his arms up as he comes up. No.
I know who you're talking about. I know who Zach is. I know I know about Final Fantasy. I haven't seen him squat. I don't.
He has this weird meme about like he wants to be like the strongest soldier ever.
Yeah.
So he's like doing these squats like all the time, but he does them really weird. And then I think Cloud learns how to do them as well.
Oh.
And then in Kingdom Hearts, they teach Sora how to do them as well. And Sora does them. And he like shows Hercules how to do them.
Wait, in which Kingdom Hearts? This would have been the newer one.
One, I think.
One? Okay. I don't remember.
Was Hercules was in one, right?
Yeah, he was. He was in one, 100%. He was in all of them, I think. Yeah.
I remember because in one it was just like an arena battler.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
The Hercules levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just like swing your arms when you do the squats, and they look really silly.
Oh no, yeah, I remember that.
I'm imagining you doing that.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the thing. I thought that was just, you know, a Kingdom Hearts thing. But yeah, okay.
It's like Zach's thing.
Yeah. I mean, I could do that. Do you want me to do that?
All right. Yes.
Okay. Hey, we have a game.
I'm trying to remember the weird stuff.
Go on.
Yeah, it's normal ZvP stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like the first 5 minutes of ZvP, you could just start from 5 minutes.
It's been standard. Yeah, it's been the same.
I'm trying to remember the weird stuff I used to do when I was baking to keep myself awake. Because sometimes you get there at 2 a.m. and, you know, I was like 16, 17. I wouldn't always sleep before my shifts because I was just dumb. Because you can get away with that. I remember one time, I think it was when I was baking, we just had like a bet. So we all put like a bit of money on the table, all of us. And we had to work from then on. You had to nominate a foot. So you're like, I'm going to be on my right foot. And you have to stay standing on just your right foot. And your left foot has to stay in the air. And whoever's like survives the longest on this shift without putting their other foot down gets the money.
That sounds like fun. That's great. Like you'd have to like hop around. And,
yeah, it was a good one.
Like use your upper body to like, you know, move around as well. Like that's it's good.
I remember, it's probably not very PC, but one of the other bakers as well, he just got so bored at some point, he made up this character where he was like the baker of Baghdad, and he would just like do the entire day's shift of baking with one hand. So he'd be like pulling these like 200-degree hot like cast iron trays out of the oven and like flicking everything off at one hand and then throwing it up in the air and catching it in one hand to put it away.
Well, that's when you know, like you know what you're doing, right? When you can pull stuff like that off and like, you know, not completely mess up and like clatter everything on the ground, sort of thing, right? Like, yeah, he can cook, man.
Yeah,
he can cook.
Yeah, he was cooking. He was serving.
Meanwhile, we are getting into our game here. Oreo, he's going Link Hydra, by the way. He's cutting workers early on. I'm still a little bit on the fence, but this was, I believe, a very fast Hydra here from Oreo, and I think he's going for Link Hydra based all in. I think we're sending it.
Yeah, it does kind of look that way. He's only on 50 drones and doesn't look like he's going to be making any more. Isn't making a fourth either, so does look like that's going to be the way, and this could be really effective just because of the way that Lemon's playing. I'm not seeing extra oracles. Okay, now the extra shield batteries are coming down, so he knows something's up.
Yeah, there we go. He's aware that something is amiss. We have shield batteries on the way. Going to be 2 here at the third base. Is going to be 1 at the natural. There we go. Stasis Trap's going to be on the way as well. But do we have enough to survive as Oreo is just sending everything across the map?
Yeah, it's still just Stalkers. I mean, often against this, I see Protoss players getting extra Adepts, getting extra Oracles as well. I feel like as much as Lemon knows something is coming, I don't think he knows what.
Yeah, like extra oracles can do so well here, whether it's against Lings, whether it's Stasis Traps as well. We're risking a lot. We're going into Colossus production. Second Robo is on the way for double Colossus production as well. I mean, Colossi can work wonders, that is true, but it's going to still take quite some time to get our first and even second Colossi. And Oreo, he's still banking up this entire time. He is not drawing.
Yeah, okay, Lemon just kind of coming out a little bit with these Stalkers, trying to get some information. I feel like Oreo does need to hit before these Colossus hit, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this is defended. I know Lemon, he does play in a region where he's probably been exposed to some Mio Micah versions of builds that are very much like this, so we're gonna be seeing if someone's cooked here before.
We'll see. We'll see if he has cooked. As here we go. Oreo going to be amassing his army. Is now soon to be pulling the trigger. The Colossus is out. The first one, at least. Second one is on the horizon as well. But can we get a surround?
Oh, big surround, and we get Lings on top of the shield battery with a supercharge as well. This is an amazing engage here for Oreo.
Yeah, it does take down the shield battery. Does deny the overcharge as well, but that Colossus is cooking. The Colossus is getting a lot of damage. Does take a lot of hits, but will pull back here to the safety of the mineral line, and the Lings are going down.
Yeah, the Colossus is exposed. Good pullback from Oreo. He knows that it's very important that he doesn't lose any of these Hydras. It's okay to lose the Lings, but he can't attack again until he has that Ling buffer back up.
Yeah, exactly. Again, if you lose the Hydras, that's the end of the all-in. That's the end of the push, and that would be the end of the series. Oreo, he's playing on a knife's edge right now. He's once again diving on the Colossi as well. A bit of a late reaction out of Lemon, but the Colossi, they do pull away. Up.
Yeah, he has to get some of these Colossus. One Colossus goes down. Second Colossus still on full health. Third Colossus pops. It pops on the wrong side. It will be going down, so that's a lovely pick off for Oreo, but I think Lemon is maybe just holding on. It's going to come down to this fight.
Yeah, we're running out of Hydras. There's only a handful of them left. It was a good trade from Oreo, but remember, he's all in. Remember, he doesn't have a fourth base. No economy behind this either. Is luring the army out into the open, but does he have enough to punish this Colossus?
We have a second shield battery overcharge. Oreo is going to respect that. He's going to get out, and he does get out without losing any Hydras. That's very important, but he's forced to engage here as Lemon, just forcing the issue again and again, but this Colossus is exposed.
Colossus exposed. It does go down, but at the same time, we've lost our Lings. We've lost our buffer. The Stalkers, they are amassing. There's a good amount of Stalkers here. This is still a very close all-in. At least there are no Colossi. Bearing in mind, no Colossi in production either.
Oh, yeah, and these units are trapped here. This is trouble for Oreo. He's desperately trying to get these reinforcements coming across the map, but each wave of this is just getting weaker and weaker. It looks like Lemon might have done enough to hold on here.
Yeah, bearing in mind that Lemon, he hasn't lost any workers. He's maintained his 64 worker count this entire time, and we spoke about the Colossus production. There it is. We have 2 Colossi on the way. The longer this goes on, the better it's going to be here for Lemon. Oreo throws down a fourth base. Looks like he's thinking about transitioning. Still not droning, still massing up a Ling Hydra-based army, but he may have missed his window.
Yeah, I really like these slow Zealots as well, just providing a little bit of extra buffer. They do force those Hydras to micro just a bit more, and yeah, this looks like Lemon, pretty equal numbers of units. The second Colossus pops out now, and that's probably going to be enough.
Yeah, exactly. We spoke about it, how Oreo, he looks dominant against Terran, but here against Protoss, it's sometimes a different story here. Oreo, 2 all-ins back-to-back in game 1 and game number 2. Different variations, true, but last Lemon just seems a little bit too on point, a little bit too strong here. He is forcing this all the way back.
Yeah, this was looking really good, but Lemon, he just did such a good job of every time the Hydras got pushed back, just forcing them to engage over and over again before Oreo was ready.
Exactly, and as a result, the Hydra count has been weakened, has been getting lower and lower as well. We can see Oreo still trying to amass an army, but we're soon going to be reinforcing with a second Colossus, and this army is looking terrifying here for Lemon.
Yeah, this army looks really strong. We've got Charge on the way as well, with a pretty good amount of Zealots. And Lemon, on top of this, he doesn't really have to engage. He's just kind of forcing the issue, forcing units out of the Zerg, and making sure that he's keeping that pressure on. But he's not really in any rush with this.
Yeah, exactly. He can patiently take down, deny the fourth base, and back off from there. He doesn't have to commit. Base is going to be going down. Without Bailings, Lemon, he's borderline. He can aim it. Like, at this point, he can just push his way forward here. Lings, they're racing back home. Oreo trying to set up a surround, trying to set up a concave. He could maybe try to get on top of these Colossi here. The perfect engage is maybe possible, but it's still looking so daunting.
Yeah, big surround coming out from Oreo here. Some of his units are trapped, but he will be closing in from every side. There's no sentries to protect these Colossus, but there's just too many units here for the Protoss. Big offensive blink comes out from these Stalkers, and that will be everything getting cleaned up here. GG is called.
GG, well played. Lemon, he survives the all-in 2 games in a row. We'll take the series 2-0, advancing on to a qualifying match.
All right, there was too much action there, but now I can finally explain the someone's cooked here meme. I don't know if you've seen it before.
I have not.
So,
Explain.
basically how the someone cooked here meme goes is there's a guy, there's girly at a party, they're kind of having a chat, they're getting to know each other a little bit, and this question comes up that, you know, if you hang out in the north side of Melbourne, you're going to hear this question a lot. The girl asks the guy, you know, what time were you born?
Okay.
Have you been asked before what time were you born?
Never.
Okay, no one's cooked there. But in the north side of Melbourne, that's where they cook. So, the answer to that question is your sun star sign, your moon sign, and your rising.
What?
And if you know the answer to that question off the top of your head, and you don't have to text your mom to ask what time you were born, it's because someone has cooked here.
What? Why is this specifically a north side of Melbourne meme? Is that like where the like hipsters are, or is that like the rich side of Melbourne? Like, what is that?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, there we go.
Where the hipsters are, yeah.
There you go. There you go.
But basically, Oreo rocks up. He's got his Hydras, he's got his Lynx, and he's like, hey Lemon, what time were you born? And then Lemon has like 2 Colossus ready. And he goes, someone's cooked here. It was Mia.
I see.
Mia's the ex-girlfriend.
I see. So like, yeah. Lemon, he's cooked before. You know, he knows what those lemon drops taste like. The lemon drop cookies.
He's well trained.
Yeah. He's had them inside him before. He's eaten Oreos in the past.
Maybe. I know Oreo does get bullied by the Protosses in this region from time to time.
From time to time, it does happen. And yeah, with that, GG, well played. Congratulations to Lemon as he does advance on into a qualifying match, and we will be following him